What's up, guys? It's me, Vivian. Today we're going to talk about the ego and emotional triggers. So, as we're walking around, everyone always says, you know what, you got a big ego, or you think so highly of yourself, you have a big ego, or you think so low of yourself, you have a small ego. But what is the ego exactly? What does it have to do with our emotions? The ego is a part of us that likes to keep us safe. The ego is what Charles Darwin always said: survival of the fittest and natural selection. So the best genes and the best hunter and the strongest person is gonna survive in difficult situations while the weak are not. However, we're not even in those days anymore. We're not in those times where we have to hunt or we have to run or we have to be prepared for something, for the worst. I mean, you do, but you don't really have to rely on that ego part of you. Yeah, we all have it. We're all competitive. We're all trying to go against each other. Who can get there first? We all treat life like a race. I'm better than you. I have more money than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm prettier than you. We're competing all the time. Even countries are fighting for resources. There's people fighting in war. So the ego is still strong within us. And then we get to the emotional triggers. We get triggered by so many things. And we always kind of never think about, where is this coming from? Why am I triggered? You're watching TV and something happens, a person gets shot, and it's something very difficult to intake, and then you get so mad at the news people, you get mad at the person that shot the other person. Yet it's a waste of energy of just being frustrated, and then you're just mad throughout the day and you get mad at other people. And then you're triggered by what someone says. And this is me right here. I get triggered a lot about what people say and how people comment on certain things, and it's annoying. Everyone gets triggered. For example, if I see a post on Facebook where people are just getting so mad at people that are not wearing masks or wearing masks, and they're just arguing back and forth, I get mad because it's none of their business, and oh my god, and then I get so hyped up or so mad, and it's like, why would I get mad over a comment over two strangers I don't even know? Because it's close to what my values may be. Maybe things like that have happened to me, and the ego is saying, hey, what's up, listen to this, look at what is going on, and survival. And or someone says something to you like, dude, you're short, or dude, you're fat, and then you're like, what? And then you get so mad and you want to come tell them something else, and you just get into this argument. But because the only reason you said that, because they hurt your ego, they told you these kind of things, and it struck you. And the only reason it strikes us is because that part of us could feel a little insecure, and the ego wants to protect you and be like, hey, don't let that person say that about you. But we can never turn off the ego, because the ego is part of us. And every day we are triggered. Every day there's something emotional going on. Whether it's when you're walking to a coffee shop or you're going to work and you get caught off in traffic. But how? How can we stop getting triggered by all these things that people say or do that don't even involve us? Or when they involve us? Because all the time someone insults you, says something about you, or says something to you that you don't like. If you get mad, then it must be true, because you want to tell the other person, you know what, you're lying. You always want to be right, because the ego wants to be right, and you want to hurt the other person because they hurt you. But if you know that you are not that person, you're not whatever they called you, whatever it was, you just observe what they say, and let's just let it go, because obviously it's not true. But it's hard to let things go. And this is where I'm at. I'm observing what is going on now, because it's just a waste of energy. I always think about it, and I get triggered so much over little things. I get mad over little things, and it's hard to get out of that mood you're in when you're mad or sad, it's just so difficult to be productive. And when you're not mad or sad, it's so simple to just be productive with your life. And I'm not saying be detached or ignore what people are saying and just get stepped on and let people insult you. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying is be more observant of what other people are saying about you, and remember it's not about you. And the ego and emotions that get triggered by the ego and the mind is just a way to keep you safe, a way to make you feel stronger, a way to make you let people know, you know what, you're wrong. The ego always just wants to prove anybody else wrong, and it loves to blame other people. If you've ever been through something difficult and you love to blame others because you don't feel like it was your fault, that's your ego. You don't take responsibility for what you did because it's not your fault. It's the other person's fault. It's whoever else, whatever else you can find, you can blame. So be observant all the time when you're dealing with other people, when you're dealing with the news, when you're dealing with Twitter posts or Instagram posts, when people are really just being rude and just not in a good place. Just remember, it's not about you. It's about them. They're going through something and they just need someone to insult, someone to blame, to make themselves feel better, because that is the ego at work. So instead of pushing and pulling, work with the ego instead. You'll notice once you start observing your emotions and observing what other people are saying about you, you're not going to take it seriously. Because once you have an idea of who you are, of yourself, you won't need validation from others, compliments from others. You're just going to do and be yourself. And after all, we're all human. We're all going to slip up and get into this whole situation where it's like you just get mad all of a sudden and you get triggered, and it's okay because there's nothing wrong with slipping up and letting the ego take over and making you feel upset or sad. It's normal. We're all on this journey. I'm on this journey, and I like learning about what I can do to improve my state of being, my health, and how others could improve their own health and their own, not just health, but obviously your mental health, because when you have mental baggage, the flow of creativity gets blocked. So once you become more observant over all this, the ego, your emotions, your triggers, everything else, and really focus on where is this coming from? Did I go through this before? For instance, if you went through a breakup, say a year ago, and then you get with somebody, and then you're like, your ego says, oh shit, we're in another relationship, we better be careful because the last one didn't go out right, so you gotta be careful and put your guard up because you don't want to get hurt, and you gotta either hurt the other person before they hurt you, and just be careful. Or maybe we leave them and never talk to them again so we won't get hurt, or let's not get close to them. That's the ego at work. Or this one time, say when I got bullied when I was little, I probably will be like, oh my gosh, these people are mean, and I always think people are mean because I used to get bullied, and they're just things that the ego wants to keep you protected over a lot of things. That's why I think we're afraid to try new things, because the ego is trying to make you stay in your comfort zone. Something unfamiliar is going to trigger an ego response, like, whoa, that's scary, oh my god, I don't want to do this. And once you do it, it's like, oh, it wasn't so bad. But it's hard to get out of that box because the ego is keeping you in the box. That's why some people love to put a lid on it and not try that many things, because they're scary things. Trying new food is scary. Opening a new business is scary. Going into a new relationship is scary. Moving to a new city is scary. Jumping into cold water is scary. Going into a sauna is scary. Oh my gosh, there's so many scary things in the world. People are evil, scary. But once you do those things and never listen to the mind and the ego and the triggers from the past, you'll see that trying new things is but an adventure instead of something that is scary. You'll probably every day you start looking forward to trying new things because you overcame that scary scenario that you always had in your mind. So again, the ego is always going to be a part of you. It's never going to leave you no matter what. So observe the ego and don't engage. And in the beginning, it's not easy, it's hard. So keep on trying and let me know in the comments down below, how did you do? How did it go? And I'll see you next time.